Hi everyone, hope you're well. Happy New Year to everyone. I didn't have the occasion to say that in English except for my community page and on Instagram. Hope you're well. I had alas a few bad circumstances getting different bad stuff, including a flu last end of week and this whole week. I'm still not 100% okay. I shouldn't do this video maybe, but for once I'm shooting this on evening, end of afternoon instead of usually later morning, because my voice is awful in the morning these days. So I didn't want to make you wait more, 2 weeks and more if I don't count the French language speaking videos. So I had to give you some content on video. This was the good moment, I think, to pick, and I did promise it to him anyway. So as the first new video and first video of the year, a challenge made that I accepted from my good friend Gert or Gert from Belgian Whisky Lovers Society, the YouTube channel, recently having 1,000 subs. Congrats. And me, I recently had 700, so I'm happy about that. Thank you very much, everyone, and welcome also welcome everyone and welcome to the newcomers. Most of the channel is in English. I'm French, but you will see from time to time, and I hope on more regular basis, videos in French, and sometimes when it's a bit critical related to the regarding the samples or the bottles, I will try to do it bilingual, but it's a bit tricky. Right, so this challenge is about, it's called my top 10 Dream Whiskey Challenge list. It's a list of bottles that, for instance, Gert, who did the video, and you will have the link at the end of the video and on the description, wanted to basically he picked 10 whiskies he would like to have in his collection, or his cellar or cabinet, or whatever you call it. Of course, some of them are expensive, others not, and so he challenged me, and I will have also to challenge myself, another YouTuber. So I decided, because I'm very curious of what he would like to have in his collection or bar, Toby from Whiskey Shared, my good friend in England, if you accept the challenge, of course. And I will do my own twist on it as usual. This is a challenge that was kind of double difficult challenge for me. First, because I did already cover this topic in my 15 exceptional whiskies you should try before you die, plus alternatives. 1 hour video with a lot of high-end stuff you might have not seen a lot of times, except that fantastic channel like Malt Reviews or Liquor Hound, to name 2 of the best channels around, for instance. And I did twist this challenge also. I had also another issue, is that I didn't know editing, and also my printer is off, and I struggle to have good quality prints and not too expensive in color. So I've decided to find another trick that might be difficult to my phone, but to show you at least some visual of the bottles. So I picked 10 bottles, and within these 10 bottles there are 6 I've already tried, enjoyed based on sample, on a sample or trial of the whiskey in a show, or I did buy a sample, or I verify. No, it's only things that I did try myself, so it was not a gift in any way. Anyway, I'm independent, so I don't bother with that. I did a whole video about integrity, so I'm not coming back to this. But I will have a lot to say still now. Anyway, 6 whiskies I've already tried. 4 I have big, and I forgot the word, expectations, sorry, about them. Whether they will be fulfilled or not, we will see. I will speak you more about the possibilities for me to get those bottles. There's 4 high-end ones in this list, one more high-end than the others price-wise, but that one will be rather for the lottery win. But anyway, as long as my voice is still there, and even if I'll have to pause to avoid you coughs and blowing noses and stuff, and also to pause to get the good moment picture focus. Even if you don't see me, you will see the screen of the phone, and explain you quickly why I picked those whiskies. Right, I will pause to okay. No pause. Okay, so I will pause to try to make the camera focus without erasing anything on my phone for the first whiskey, and then I will tell you about it, why I want to have this whiskey. The whiskey are not ranked from the worst one to the best one, but obviously the 3 first are probably, or let's say the first, so the last one of the video is the one I want the most, but you will see at different stages of the list that there are high-end stuff or very well-regarded whiskies too. Right, so first whiskey is the Balvenie PortWood, 21 years old. I had the chance to try several times over the years. One last year, 2 times last year, or 3 times, different batches. Let me show you. So there you go. I think you can see it correctly there. 21 years old Balvenie PortWood. Why this one? Because despite a 40% ABV and some increase of price, I think it's an incredible whiskey of an incredible balance, a very gorgeous candied fruit, apricot, oranges, and a lot of different citrus fruit as well, and a really beautiful influence from the port to the American oak. And despite the low ABV, the last batches I had, I was invited to a big press presentation, for instance, of the new Balvenie 16, and that one and another one you will see later on did really stole the show over the higher ABV ones. So it's not always, my opinion, but it's not always an ABV question to get a whiskey that delivers some flavors. Of course it helps, but it's not always the kind of sine qua non, as we say in Latin, condition for success. So yeah, a beautiful whiskey, retails around 120, 150 euros. I don't know now the dollar or the pound is a bit less conversion, but yeah, beautiful whiskey that I really would like to have on my collection. If it's closer to 150 or on an offer less, I will definitely try to grab that one before it jumps too much, and we'll see. If so, you will hear about it on the channel for sure. Now, coming in number 2 on the list, or number 9, let's say, sorry, 10 and now 9, a Glenfarclas. Which one? Stay tuned. Okay, which Glenfarclas? This one. This one is a 185 anniversary release of the distillery. This bottled at 46%, and what is interesting in there, beyond the rather good ratings people gave to it, bloggers and YouTubers, me relying priority, it's not very English, okay, in priority to people like Serge Valentin or Ruben Leuten from so Whiskey Fun and Whiskey Notes Belgium, to find opinions of people who have kind of similar taste and similar experience. Even if I mean, now I did my stats, I'm on 40,091 whiskeys stated in 25 years. Of course Serge is way more than he started before me, and he tried way lot more on a regular basis, which I don't do. Glenfarclas 105, why? Because this is a blender's creation more than any other of the core range, even if all others are, of course, and it is an opportunity to get a whiskey that has some older content in it, quite old content, without spending, cutting an arm or a leg to buy it. And it's getting to a lot advertised these days, so I hope I will still be able to find a bottle in France. But yeah, this Glenfarclas 105 has 6 decades of whiskey from the distillery in it. So, of course, I am pretty sure it will not, regarding the price, contain a lot of 50 years old liquid in there, but if it's well put, as it seems to be, I think Serge gave it an 88, or Ruben, though they rated quite high without being stellar. They said it was very well crafted, and also showcasing the old style, old school sherry distillery of the distillery Glenfarclas has. And I know this style. I tried some very old casks, including the Glenfarclas 160. You will see in the other video I talked already about. So I think this could be very interesting, and probably the last chance to get something with very old content. So it's a top priority, I have to say, value-wise, on my wish list. So yeah, it's a wish list, in fact. Next one is completely different. It's a compass box. I had an embarrassment of riches picking which compass box I don't have that I would like, to be honest. Even if I'm not interested in all, I still, despite his, John supports my website, like I always say, morally, not financially, and also supports my blender's cap. I don't all necessarily like everything he does or his team does, but I think they have some amazing bottlings over the years. There are other expressions I could have picked, recent Flaming Hot batches, but I have one closed and one almost finished of the Flaming Hot, so it's not top priority, or it will be a backup or reserve bottle of another batch. There's also the Compass Box Spice Tree Extravaganza that I couldn't get yet, and Myth and Legends one, which displays, it's a single malt this time, of Balblair, of a great array of ages as well. But no, I picked one of the probably most beautiful bottlings ever, I mean aesthetics wise, and also it's a recipe of old, more or less old grain whiskies. Yeah, there it is. I'm gonna try to show it without pause, and if I can't, I will pause it. Okay, I have to pause, I'm sorry. Okay, so there you have it, even if, sorry, my image is not good when I show things to the camera. Here's the Muse, which for me is Art Deco, Art Nouveau, say even Fritz Lang Metropolis, a bit inspired. A beautiful packaging of a blended grain. It's difficult to show. It has some gold, completely gold label, almost completely, and gold color as well of it. All single grains can be fantastic. One other that was fantastic was the last vatted grain I had the chance to try. This one, the Muse, Hedonism / the Muse, I didn't have any chance to try it, very rare, but I think it's worth. Price wise, did I say about the Glenfarclas it was around 150, so that's why it seems interesting. The Muse, I struggle to find prices. Unfortunately, secondary market or rare shops, it goes around 270 to 500 and more, so quite tricky. now we're going to move on to the next one, and I will have to pause again. The next one, I originally should have tried it for this video, but as I have a wee sample of it from a friend, I didn't want to spoil it, ruin it with not good condition. And I have to pause again. Sorry. Okay, that was not a good idea, but you can see it's a Craigellachie 23 years old, 46% ABV. This is quite a fantastic, really absolutely fantastic, as Gert says. Usually whiskey, very high quality. I know the guys from Whiskey Mystery Phil and Deepa did a riches, embarrassment of riches comparison with this one, the 31 years old, and probably another one. And of course the 31 won, but that one was not so far behind it. This is based on one tasting only. I still have a few, and again thanks Teddy KGB for that sample. This blew my mind as a masterpiece of blending. Again, this is going to be about blending all this, like it or not, because there's always someone, except, and even to pick single cask you have to have a good palate, you have to a good experience of what is good, what is not, and what could also evolve well or not. But when you blend things, you can get sometimes the best of the distillery with a more complex profile. So this one retails around 300 to the double almost. It's going to be hard to get, hard to put money aside from it, but it's not impossible. So this was my 7th choice. Moving on to the 6th choice, it's easier price-wise, but it's difficult in terms of availability, especially for France. I live in France, that's why I'm sorry I did pick only 2, in fact, on the list. Not many, yeah, this is true, I didn't pick a lot of world whiskies in there because of that, and especially for the United States, even if some are Canadian sourced. I did pick only 2 brands because let's say probably the most exciting ones I wanted to get me a bottle for a wish list. I cannot find them here, and even with difficulty abroad. And if it's UK now, I'm not buying anything from UK. It has to be imported by French distributors. Otherwise it's maximum problems and taxes and everything. Yeah, it's Brexit, but not only. It's agreements between France and England, and it's not new. What can I do? Yeah, I had to put off that list 2 brands that are very interesting on the paper regarding what people say: Wilderness Trails and New Reef. 3 Iron Root. 4 balconies, make it 4, okay. But those first 3 are the ones that are exciting me the most on the paper. For different reasons, I will come back to this maybe I should do another American whiskies video, I hope someday this year too. But yeah, let me pause to find a picture of this Michter. So there you have it, Michter's Barrel Strength Rye. And for an example, I picked the 2019 release that I tried at 55.9 ABV, batch 19C 400. This one retails over 200 euros, and it's very hard to find, but I do love Michter's, and I do love their straight rye, especially the 10 years old, but also this. And I tried other Michters this year that are all on the wish list, but this was one of my favorite. I forgot to mention High West. I loved the 4 High West I tried, but I did already spoke about it. So next one will be also from the area. Let's say it's not Kentucky, of course, but it's on the other side, East Coast, and it's Whistlepig. Stay tuned. This one I'm talking about is a Whistlepig 12 years old. Sorry for the difficulty to show it in image again. It's the 12 years old old world. It's hard when you have old world rye. Made of, it's a crazy recipe with Madeira 63%, port 7%, I think, and 30% of Sauterne. It's 43% only, but it's amazingly aromatic, and with a lot of things I love in terms of aromatic profile, with Turkish delights and all kinds of fruit, exotic fruit, etc. It's gorgeous. I tried it 2019. I loved it. I had a sample from it, and last year at Whisky Life Paris I wanted to try latest batch to see if there's consistency, and there is. So that goes on my wish list, and it's around 100 to 120 to more. So beautiful whiskey, again a bit expensive for what it is. It's only at 12 years old, but it's a 12-year-old North American whiskey, so the age is something else. It's more marked by the oak, even if it's not oaky. It's super sweet and super subtle, without being overwhelming. It's very well made. There's someone very clever behind this. Stay tuned for now. Number 4, we're getting close to the most desired, if I may say, not necessarily in that order, but whiskies. And we're back to Scotland. Okay, so that one I still have a sample, even a second one I bought. So it's 3 CL samples, but I did bought them abroad when I could. And this one I tried 3 times, so I'm pretty sure it's to my liking, at least very good, let's say, but to my liking. And it's, of course, and again, and it's too bad it doesn't give the true color of it, which is some kind of ultramarine, which is gorgeous with the liquid, the contrast with the liquids. It's a Deanston 1997, 21 years old, Palo Cortado finish. And it's really gorgeous and with some kind of unusual profile. This Deanston was released in 2019. It was one of my 2 or 3 whiskey of the years, the top 3 whiskey of the year. It's bottled at 51.8% ABV. Initially sold at 175 euros. Now it retails around 300 to 400 as I saw, so that one's going to be very hard to get. What I really love there, it showcases the very malty side of Deanston, but also with the Palo Cortado given enough years to shine, because it's now trendy to do a lot of finishes for many whiskies, but without letting enough years to shine and taming it. It brings some beautiful chocolate milk and praline notes to the whiskey, some cafe latte, some very gorgeous and a bit pastry-like notes, and very elegant. So really love that one. This is, I really would like to have it as also as an object of desire visually. I know this is stupid, this is a liquid that counts at the end of the day, but that's it. Next one coming in, I haven't tried it at all, so it's pure guess, and it's number 2. No, there's 3 left. So yeah, let's say number 3, if I'm not mistaken, and then we'll move to 2 others, the 2 last. Okay, so next one is that one. Stay tuned. Okay, so there it is. I'm not sure you will see it correctly. I'm sorry again to use that trick. Yeah, it's a Wim's Malts 1997, also a vintage Clynelish. The notes on this one, tasting notes of different people and reviewers, are quite good. This is a 2020 release at 49.8 ABV. It's coming from a hogshead, and this is the nickname of this version is Tropical Scented Candle. Whoa, what's not to like? So that one is unfortunately twice retailing the initial price, as I see on different websites, around 450, so not likely to get it. So yeah, I have high expectation about this one. I haven't tried it. If you have tried it, please give me some feedback. Same for the others whiskeys mentioned there. Please, I haven't tried, but even for the others too, give me your opinion if you would like to share it. And that makes it now to coming in number 2, another iconic distillery. Stay tuned. Yeah, you guessed it, probably the next one is a Springbank. I know the hype, etc., but I really want to try that one, at least to try it and maybe to buy it, but the prices are going insane. It's a 17 years old Madeira wood, made of rum and bourbon casks, and 3 years finished in fresh Madeira casks, drums. So it's 9,200 bottles, ABV is 47.8. Initial price was around 200, and now it's from 500 to 1,000. So insane price for this Springbank, which I really want to try because I love usually Madeira wood finishes. Last but not least, guess what it is? It's a distillery I already talked about in this video. Why? Because I tried it 2 times. The same evening, okay, but as a bonus dram, one of the bonus drams we had with the French ambassador Damien, thanks Damien, from Balvenie, at the inaugural press evening of the 16 years old French oak, and that one really for me still the show. First place, second would be still the 21 years old PortWood, but first place, stay tuned, I will show you which one it is, which Balvenie it is. Yeah, this is, sorry again for the image, it's the rare marriages, so not the regular one, mind you, 30 years old, Balvenie 30, but the rare marriages release has been released, at least the one, I don't know if there's several releases, but the bottle I've tried is from 2022. It's a mix of bourbon and sherry cask, and it's 44.2 ABV. Retails between, let's see the price here, but eBay I don't want to, 3,000 almost. Okay, forget it. But yeah, it's super expensive. This one I have to win a lottery to get it, but it's one of the most beautiful traditional old school Speyside single malt I tried. It's not about bursting of flavors, it's not about explosive profile notes, stuff like that. It's all about subtlety, and it's the red line fil rouge of this video. Maybe it's a work of art in terms of a masterpiece of blending skills. So this, for me, I'm very sensitive to that, and I think this Balvenie 30 is really amazing. Haven't tried the 40, but I did try some 1970s single cask. Somewhere difficult, somewhere amazing. It's another story. We'll have to speak about the tune, the first tune, 1401, which has changed now to another number, and even others for some special markets. But yeah, Balvenie 13 is a must-have, must-try at least, as well as the 21 is great, but this one has something really extra. It's like I think it's with the Craigellachie 23, probably the most beautiful whiskies of this list. I don't know, because I haven't tried the Glenfarclas and I haven't tried that Clynelish as well. So that's it. I hope you did find this video interesting. You will find a list with the precise references of the batches I've tried below. Please don't write the source. Let me some bottle aside for if I manage. I know it's crazy to say that. To save money for that. Thank you very much and see me soon. Hopefully, I cannot guarantee you 100% next week to give you my first impressions about this. This is a global release, even if it's still a small distillery, Lindor Abbey Distillery. This is a French exclusive. Right, so nice stuff. I liked both, but there's a lot to say about those two. So stay tuned, thanks for watching, and see you very soon. I hope my voice didn't come across too bad. Thanks, bye-bye.